Content is for adult collectors of the hobby and a general audience of 13 years or older. Get on Beybladers, Blade Bay X here, and yes, you have been clickbaited. Here we have Cobalt Drake in both HMS and OG plastic forms, thanks to these really cool files made by Ghostmaster. Check out his cults and Patreon for some amazing printable Beyblades. The great thing about these is they actually have the ability to use the extreme dash gimmick. I've printed out all these parts in ABS, so they're more plastic Ryugu than chrome, but they should be able to stand up to facing former member of Team Pendragon, ex Curaçao, or rather now, Cayman X's Beyblade DranSword. Which dragon will come out on top? So weighing in our HMS Drake is a very light 25.1 grams, our OG plastic Drake is a respectable 37.19, with DranSword being the heaviest at 43.44. With regards to height and size, both blades absolutely dwarf our HMS Drake, with the OG Drake and DranSword being much more comparable. When test launching the HMS Drake, I found it very difficult to launch hard enough that it could consistently get to the extreme line and make any use of it before its stamina completely gave out. I considered modifying my launcher to a string one, but this is my only HMS launcher right now and it's in such good condition I couldn't bring myself to do it. The OG plastic Drake had a much easier time getting up speed and making good use of the extreme line. It eats up stamina much faster than it does on X-Base though, and I'm assuming it's because of the free spinning nature of the X-Base gear chip. Let's battle. I'm giving our two 3D printed bays a couple test rounds against each other, just to get a bit of an impression of how they might react to an actual battle, and it's not all that promising. Stamina is dead very quickly, and yeah, they get pinged about. So let's give it a go. Our little HMS champion, dodging a lot of attacks. It's hard to hit because it's so small. Yeah. Gee whiz, we just got yeeted. We're not going to count that one. We didn't even touch the stadium floor. Oh, let's go for it. Ah, nearly. Counter! Ah, see, if we had second launch then, definitely would have gotten the extreme finish. We are just too light for this matchup and our stamina is dying too quickly. If we do touch the extreme line, it's just killing us. Regardless, this is a really cool bay and I'm glad I can print out parts to make my HMS blades useful in the extreme stadium. The OG blade now, a bit more, well, a few grams difference in weight, but yeah, stamina, gonna be an issue. I mean, we're knocking DranSword about as well, you know. Come on. No. I think the height seems to help the stamina for the X bays in the stadium. It's a very shallow stadium for the most part. But yeah, do we get? Ah, it would have been cool to get one extreme dash. Oh well. I want to see if either of these bays can pull off an extreme finish. So I'm going to chuck in my metal Drasil here, and we're going to see if our HMS Cobalt Drake can get it out of there. It's super light though. I think this track would be really good with another like a HMS blade just to help bring up the weight a little bit, but as is I think it's just a bit too light to really make use of the stadium gimmick. But again, a faster launch would make up some of that difference as well. I don't know how you would go about trying to make the track free spinning in any sort of way. I would not be able to do that myself. I don't have the engineering brain, but that would be really cool to see as well. I don't really know what I was thinking putting Skynet in here to try and get an extreme finish. The base just way too heavy and too defensively sound. But we got a win over it, so that's cool. So I threw in one of my bound attackers and, well, you'll see. Yeah, so instant death for bound attacker on the first attempt, so let's get him out of there and let's try a roller defensor. This one shouldn't break on me. It isn't too heavy, but it's a strong defensive base, so it manages to stand its ground and we can't get it out of there with Cobalt Drake. But I mean, you see it using the extreme line consistently. It's pretty cool, and it's getting wins, so stamina's holding out. After a few launches, we switch over because I'm like, we're not getting quite enough recoil, so Spike Lizard is all about the recoil. And I realised I was launching at a bit too much of an angle, so a flat launch, and we hit our extreme dash finally. Overall, I really like these Beyblades. I think there's some really cool files if you're able to print them. My recommendation would be to get them in ABS or purchase them from somewhere that can print them in ABS for you, because if you're going to be battling other bays that have metal contact, you want the strongest material you can, and ABS holds up absolutely fine. If you can, please go support Ghostmaster on his Cults or Patreon pages, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe for more content. Peace!